Hi students, I'm looking forward to seeing you later and doing our collagraph printing. So let's go over how you're going to do it so that way when I come in you are all set to go and you understand everything. You're going to receive your print, which is the cardboard here, and I will have wrapped it in tin foil. When you get your tin foil, what you're going to do is you're going to start to rub it with your hand, and you're going to push hard, finding all of your little bumps for the pieces of cardboard underneath. So maybe you can start to see my hearts that are coming through here. So you're pushing this tin foil very firmly with your fingers, but you don't want to cut it with your nails. We don't want to rip the tin foil. So go all around and push that tin foil down all over. If there's some bumps in the tin foil, just smooth them out with your finger. You want to hold the tin foil down with your hand so that way it doesn't slide around. And you just want to reveal every little detail that you glued on to that cardboard. Okay, I think I have a sponge here that I'm going to use later. It's dry right now, and I'm just going to kind of firm things down with that. Okay, I think I have all of my impression created. Now you need your markers. So I'm going to start coloring on top of the one heart. I have my two hearts are stacked. I don't want to color on this heart. You can see that I don't want to color on this one because I'm going to do this a different color. So I'm going to carefully go around the edge, and I'm only putting my marker on the one below it where I want that red heart to be. Now you're going to notice that the marker is going to bubble up a little bit or group together a little bit. Can you see that okay? Don't worry about that. I have my background to do. Okay, so I'm gonna get some blue out of there. And now I want to put some green. Okay, so I have my piece colored. Now you're all gonna get a piece of paper. In fact, you're gonna get two pieces of paper, so you can do two prints if we have time. We're gonna fold this in half. Okay, so now I have my piece of paper and I have my markered print. So what I'm going to do is I want to make sure that when I do this I open it because otherwise my ink will actually bleed through this side and I don't want that, okay? So I'm gonna open it up and you're all gonna get a sponge. It's not gonna look like this, but you'll all get a sponge and a little bowl of water. So I'm taking my sponge and my little bowl and I wanna wring it out. I wanna get my sponge wet, and I'm gonna do this carefully because I don't wanna mess all over my desk or my table. And then I get it damp and then I wring it out so it's not too wet. And I'm gonna gently, holding my paper firmly, I'm going to gently wipe my paper carefully so that that doesn't happen. I want to hold it firmly so my paper doesn't buckle. And I'm going to get it wet. But I don't want it sopping wet, I just want it damp. I'm just dampening the paper. And then I have my print. I take my dampened paper and I line it up and I lay it down directly over top of my collagraph print, and holding it down with one hand, firmly press. If I don't hold it down, my paper will slide. My paper will slide all over the place. So notice one hand is holding and one hand is rubbing. Maybe I trade off. But I have to hold the paper down while, see, I just slid. I wasn't being careful. If you slide, you might mess up your print. So I'm holding it down, firmly pressing with my other finger all those areas to reveal, oh, I slid again. I'm too busy talking. If you rub too hard and you start to rub paper, don't stop doing that. See, I just rubbed some paper right there. This paper, you know, when it gets wet, it can start to fall apart. All paper breaks down when it gets wet. So if you rub it too hard and it's too wet, like mine was right there, stop rubbing right away, otherwise you'll tear a hole in it. Okay, I think I've pressed down enough, hopefully. I got it wet enough, and I want to tell you now, if when you pull your print, it doesn't look good, it's okay. We try again. Sometimes prints work and sometimes they don't. So let's see, did I get it? I did. And there's my print. Okay guys, now you know what we're gonna be doing. So I look forward to doing it with you. Now I can take my sponge, I can wipe my print off and dry it with some paper towel, and I'm ready to remarker it and pull another print.